I want to talk to you today about the perceived profit when the property has a huge increase in commercial rental income and it potentially eliminates the maintenance. Remember, properties and especially sought-after retail rental districts are experiencing huge increases in rental income. And we would think that that wouldn't be bad. But the corporation may have taxes due on the perceived profit, as we can only allocate expenses for that usable space to that income. Realize the tax return that cooperatives file requires an allocation of expenses to what's called both patronage and non-patronage income. Patronage are you and your shareholders. Commercial income is non-patronage. Now, the most tax-advantaged method of allocating would be based upon the income. The commercial income is very high, we allocate a lot of expenses. On the other side, the least would be square footage, because the commercial space tends to be a small area and has very high rent per square foot versus the maintenance. So we try to use a hybrid method to allocate the expenses, and we try to use specific usage wherever possible. A good example is real estate taxes in the city of New York are based upon rents. So this can be as much as 50% of the operating cost. With the commercial space being the most valuable, this could tend to increase that area very well. Insurance can be done by insured value. Commercial space, again, being more valuable, would have a higher amount. Payroll, by the amount of time that the employees put in, generally is a low number for commercial space. They generally do a lot more work for the residential. So maybe in this case, square footage would be better. For a building that has a lobby and a lot of frontage for commercial space, an expense like landscaping or outside cleaning would be best done with the amount of frontage that has for the commercial space. We can allocate a lot of expenses there. Now, we may have net operating losses to eliminate any tax that comes from this for a period. Those have accumulated over the years when rents weren't so high. But there also is a risk that the IRS will take that the NOLs should be allocated as well to the way the expenses were allocated. So you have to realize that combined corporate tax rates here for properties in the city of New York start at over 30%. So substantial thought needs to go into the decision of how to allocate to any non-patronage income. And we always have the concern that the IRS might apply the same percentages that we use for this allocation to the pass-through deductions. Their position on that remains unanswered at this time. So as your board has a fiduciary responsibility to protect the corporation as well as the shareholders, we really believe that you should all be concerned about the risks associated with utilizing any aggressive strategy that could lead to penalties if the IRS were to differ from the position that you took. Remember, it's really important for a well-informed board to be the ones making these substantial decisions.